What's up, baddies? Welcome back to the channel. Go ahead and grab your snacks, your drinks, your bonnet, whatever you need, because the tea we are diving into today is boiling hotter than a deep fryer at Popeyes. The divorce between Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker has gone from unexpected breakup to nuclear meltdown in what feels like seconds. For weeks, the internet has been whispering, speculating, screenshotting, and theorizing, but now the whispers have turned into full-blown allegations, public claims, and insiders coming out the woodwork with stories that make this situation sound like a full-season plotline from a messy reality TV reboot, and it's only getting wilder. Before we get into the layers, and trust me, there are layers like a 17-tier wedding cake, go ahead and hit that like button so YouTube knows you're here for the tea. Because today, we're talking prenups, secret relationships, potential side chicks, financial drama, alleged betrayals, and the absolutely shocking details surrounding one mysterious woman whose name, according to sources, starts with an H. Let's get into the mess. Let's start off by putting one major rumor to rest because it has been spreading faster than a wildfire on Twitter: the claim that Todd Tucker got another woman pregnant. According to people close to the situation, that is completely false. Apparently, way back early in their relationship, Todd underwent a vasectomy, so if anyone tries to push that narrative, the math simply does not math. That rumor has been officially sat down, fed a meal, and told to rest. But here's the real kicker. The reason people even believed that rumor is because the streets were already buzzing with claims that Todd had been stepping out on Kandi. And allegedly, right before she filed for divorce, she discovered that Todd had been communicating, not just casually, but consistently and intimately, with other women behind her back. The most shocking part is that she supposedly had no idea this was going on right under her roof. And that right there is what lit the match that started this entire explosion. After the initial shockwave, Todd moved quickly and filed his official response to Kandi's divorce petition. And let me tell you, the internet gagged when they read what he had to say. Todd is claiming that the prenup he signed over a decade ago should be thrown out because he signed it under duress. Meaning, according to him, he didn't really want to sign it and supposedly he was pressured. Now, the problem with that argument is that the whole world literally watched the episode where he agreed to sign the prenup, on camera with witnesses, smiling, talking confidently, and Kandi wasted absolutely no time reminding the court of that. She filed a counter-response basically saying, "Your Honor, you may want to watch Season 6, Episode 14. But all jokes aside, this prenup war is a big deal. According to insiders, the reason Kandi is fighting so hard to protect the terms of the prenup is because she recently learned that Todd hadn't been faithful for a long time, and she's not about to let someone who was allegedly living a double life get access to her millions, her companies, her real estate, her royalties, and the entire empire she built from childhood. Kandi's no fool. She's been in the industry too long and seen too much to play around when it comes to business and money. Now, let's get to the part that had everybody clutching their pearls. One insider claims that back in June, the same June where Kandi was online bragging about the threesomes she and Todd used to have to keep things spicy, this person saw Todd at the St. Regis in Buckhead, and he wasn't alone. According to this eyewitness, Todd was sitting at the bar with a blonde woman sitting directly on his lap. Let me say that again. On his lap. Not beside him, not across from him, on his lap. And when the insider supposedly clocked what was happening and reached for their phone, Todd and the woman allegedly shut it down quick, so no picture, but the mental screenshot? Oh, that stayed. What makes this even more layered is that people are saying Todd has been using Kandi's money this whole time to entertain these women, taking them out to clubs, wining and dining them, maybe even vacations, while he racked up one unsuccessful project after another. Several sources claim that this was Kandi's breaking point because she opened her marriage for him, she experimented for him, she tried to keep him satisfied, and he still couldn't stay faithful. You cannot make this stuff up. Now, here's where the story becomes a full-blown soap opera. Funky Dineva, who has a history of breaking exclusive Atlanta tea, came forward saying that Todd's alleged side chick wasn't just some random woman. No ma'am, no sir. She was someone close to Kandi, someone within her circle, someone's presence Kandi probably wouldn't have even questioned.
Funky said, and I quote, "He knows her name, he knows where she lives, and he has her pictures. But out of respect for Kandi, and because he doesn't want to add more stress to her life during such a chaotic time, he's choosing to keep her identity private for now." The only detail he dropped? Her name starts with H. When he said that, the internet went into FBI mode instantly. Twitter detectives clocked in, Reddit inspectors activated. People were pulling up old posts, old friends, old employees, old collaborators. It became a scavenger hunt people didn't even know they signed up for. And Funky even said that if he knows her identity, then it's only a matter of time before the whole world knows it. He gave it until next Wednesday before her face is plastered all over the internet. Miss H, sweetheart, if you are watching this, you might want to prepare. Because if this story gets out completely, the internet is about to chew you up, spit you out, and still ask for seconds. One of the big questions people have is, why is Kandi pushing so hard for the case to be sealed? Well, insiders say the divorce doesn't just risk exposing their dirty laundry, it risks exposing her net worth in full detail. Kandi has always kept her finances tight and private. We know she's wealthy, but she's never been the type to flaunt the exact numbers. But more importantly, sources say she is terrified that the media might find out exactly who Todd allegedly stepped out with, especially if it is indeed someone close to her. The public humiliation would be next level, and it could damage her brand in a major way. Kandi has built a reputation as one of the most professional, business-minded, drama-avoiding women in reality TV. She avoids scandals like the plague. This situation is her nightmare. And meanwhile, Todd, he is not making things look better for himself. Right after he filed his response asking for the prenup to be thrown out and requesting primary custody of the children, he packed his bags and jetted off to the Bahamas with his friends for what he called healing time. Healing from what, sir? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like Kandi is the one who needs the healing. Now, this part is going to hurt to hear, but it's something people have been whispering since the very beginning. Fans have said for years that Todd never seemed truly in love with Kandi. Mama Joyce definitely didn't think so. Kandi's family didn't think so. Even some of her castmates hinted that the chemistry was off. There's also that infamous clip where Todd joked that Kandi ain't Rihanna. That is not a compliment. That is not playful teasing. That is a man taking a jab at a woman's confidence. And a lot of people think that clip tells the whole story. Mama Joyce even accused Todd years ago of cheating with Kandi's best friend, Carmen, after they were spotted out together with Carmen allegedly sitting on his lap. And fans remember clear as day how Todd used to look at Portia like he was at a buffet and she was the entree. It's giving Kandi was not his type. It's giving he married for lifestyle. It's giving the resentment has been brewing for years. Now, let's flip the coin for fairness. The marriage was reportedly open. We've heard Kandi say it herself. And some people speculate that maybe Kandi also stepped out at times. But even if she did, the difference appears to be in intention. She allegedly did it with Todd's knowledge, with boundaries, within the rules they agreed on. Meanwhile, Todd, allegedly, was out here building relationships behind her back. Not flings, not hookups, relationships. That's a whole different level of betrayal. It's one thing to break a rule. It's another thing to build a connection. However, on December 9th, Kandi Burruss, who is truly one of the hardest working women in entertainment, appeared on The View to perform a musical number from the Broadway production And Juliet. Now, if you don't already know,
And Juliet has become a Broadway hit, celebrated for its vibrant energy, empowering storyline, and completely reimagined approach to Shakespeare's world. And Kandi, being the multi-hyphenate powerhouse that she is gearing up to make her Broadway debut in the show on December 11th. Her appearance on The View wasn't just a quick promo stop. It was a moment for her to step into a new chapter of her artistic life, one that is unfolding right as she is navigating the emotional complexities of a divorce. She performed Pink's anthem, Perfect, alongside her castmate Gianna Harris, and the energy of the performance showed everything people admire about Kandi: her strength, her talent, her ability to show up and deliver even when life behind the scenes is heavy. The performance was raw in its emotion without being dramatic. Kandi sang with a mixture of confidence and vulnerability, hitting every note while still giving the kind of storytelling presence Broadway audiences adore. For many fans who tuned in, it felt like Kandi was sending a subtle message through her art. Perfect is a song about acknowledging your flaws, fighting through self-doubt, and realizing you're worthy and strong despite whatever challenges life throws your way. And with everything happening in her personal life, the song choice resonated even more deeply. It wasn't just a performance, it was a moment. Now here is where the internet went into full speculation mode. Later that same day, Todd Tucker, Kandi's estranged husband and soon-to-be ex, posted a clip of the performance on his Instagram. And not only did he post it, but he also added a message directly on the video that read, "Great job, Kandi." Then, in the caption, he wrote, "Great job, keep inspiring and doing your thing." The tone was incredibly supportive. It wasn't passive-aggressive, it wasn't vague, it wasn't a half-hearted repost. It was a clear, direct, genuinely positive message from a man who is currently in a divorce process that could easily have turned icy, bitter, or distant. He chose to uplift her publicly in front of his nearly 1 million followers. For a man who has been receiving a lot of criticism online, whether fair or unfair, Todd choosing to post this message sent a shockwave through their fanbase. People immediately began trying to interpret the gesture. Was this Todd trying to repair his public image? Was it a co-parenting strategy to show unity for the kids? Was it a sign that maybe things behind the scenes aren't as hostile as people assumed? Or was it simply Todd being supportive of someone he spent nearly a decade of his life with and still cares about, even if the marriage is ending? No matter the motivation, the message stood out because it brought a soft, human moment into a storyline that has been surrounded by tension. Now, here's the part that made fans lean all the way forward. Kandi didn't ignore the message. She didn't leave it unread, she didn't pretend it didn't happen. She liked Todd's post. And not only did she like it, she also commented with a heart emoji and the words, "Thank you." Very simple, very elegant, very respectful. What people noticed about this response is how calm and mature it was. She didn't overshare, she didn't send a lengthy message trying to defend anything or explain anything. She didn't attempt to spin it. She simply acknowledged his support in a way that shows grace, gratitude, and emotional maturity. It was a brief interaction, but in the world of celebrity divorces, where social media can become a battleground of shade, subtexts, and deleted comments, this tiny moment felt refreshingly adult. It said, "We may be parting ways, but we are not at war." Whether this is a sign of a peaceful divorce or simply a civil exchange, it's clear that both Kandi and Todd are choosing to handle this transition with dignity. Let's rewind a little to put this all in context. Last month, Kandi publicly announced through People magazine that she intended to file for divorce from Todd Tucker, whom she married in 2014. The two shared 2 young children together, Ace and Blaze, and they have built a blended family, multiple businesses, and a public persona as one of reality TV's most successful couples. In her statement, Kandi was open, emotional, and direct. She shared, "This is a difficult and emotional time, but my focus remains on protecting my peace, being the best mother I can be, and co-parenting with love and respect." Those words, "protecting my peace," really resonated with fans. They suggested that Kandi's decision wasn't impulsive. It wasn't driven by anger. It wasn't something she rushed into. Instead, it felt like a woman recognizing that she needed to put her own mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being first. And for someone like Kandi, who has spent her entire adult life carrying enormous responsibilities, from raising children to running businesses to performing to navigating the pressures of reality TV, this was a powerful statement. She also emphasized co-parenting with respect, which makes Todd's public message of support feel even more aligned with the direction she is hoping to go. If this divorce is going to remain peaceful, civil, and private, then public support, even minimal gestures like this, goes a long way in setting the tone. Now, the question everyone keeps asking is, why is this small message such a big deal? And the answer is that it's because celebrity divorces rarely look like this. Most high-profile breakups quickly turn into public battles, legal wars, or months of silence and tension. Fans often have to read between the lines, analyze song lyrics, decode cryptic captions, or watch as one person unfollows the other in real time. But Kandi and Todd, they're doing something different. They're keeping their dignity. They're keeping their kindness. They're keeping their respect. And that's what makes this moment significant. This post wasn't required. Todd could have stayed silent. He could have pretended he didn't see the performance. He could have avoided social media entirely, especially since he's been dealing with harsh criticisms and speculation online. But he didn't. He stepped forward and acknowledged Kandi's success. For their children, moments like this matter. Kids see everything, even online. And seeing both parents support one another publicly, even during a separation, sends a message of love, stability, and emotional safety. For fans, it shows that the narrative doesn't have to be one of anger or resentment. It can be one of mutual respect. And for Kandi, who is stepping into a new chapter both personally and professionally, this support might help lighten the emotional load she's carrying. Of course, the internet is never silent. Fans had a lot to say. Some viewers found Todd's message incredibly sweet and touching, praising him for being supportive, despite the personal challenges they're facing. These fans felt that Todd's gesture was a sign of maturity, emotional intelligence, and genuine love, even if their romantic relationship has reached its end. Others took a different perspective, suggesting that the gesture might be strategic, perhaps an attempt to improve public perception or frame himself in a positive light amid the divorce. Some fans speculated that the timing wasn't accidental and that Todd wanted to show that the relationship isn't hostile to counterbalance whatever narratives might be forming online. And then there were fans who interpreted the interaction purely as good co-parenting. They believe both Kandi and Todd are simply doing their best to put their children first and model healthy behavior in the public eye. And according to insiders, Todd had emotionally checked out of the marriage long before Kandi realized anything was wrong. Fans are not holding back. People are calling Todd manipulative, resentful, opportunistic, and hypocritical. Because how do you allegedly cheat, then turn around and request alimony and primary custody and try to get a prenup thrown out? People are also resurfacing old clips of Todd saying things like, "How would you feel if I started sleeping with your friends if we ever divorced?" Sir, why was that even on your mind? Fans are also pointing out that Todd used to stay out until 4 or 5 a.m. at the strip club. And as one commenter said, "What married man stays out at a strip club until 5 a.m.? A cheating one." Whew. So, baddies, that's the latest on the Kandi and Todd divorce scandal. We have allegations of cheating, questions about money, prenup battles, possible mistresses, and one mysterious woman whose name starts with H and who might be sitting on a ticking bomb of internet exposure. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Kandi should publicly reveal the alleged mistress's identity, or should she keep it private and protect her peace and her brand? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next drop of tea. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies!